All right, welcome back. So as you can see that it's not all smooth sailing when it comes to what's been happening with aquaculture. There's actually some protesters that have gathered outside the broadcast. So the police there are trying to keep the nerves calm right now. And the whole issue is against aquaculture, is that there is a part of the community that do not want aquaculture. And they feel that this is not the right way to do these kind of fishing things. But nonetheless, it is happening. And we are here to talk about it on the program. In fact, what we're going to take a look at right now is aquaculture when it comes to trout farming in Saldanha. And the gentleman who's going to talk to us is Barent Stander. Barent, there seems to be a lot of controversy around this. Why? What do you think is behind it? I mean, how do you feel about this?
I think it's a user conflict. So, I mean, aquaculture has been in Saldanha Bay for many, many years. It's been in a boom, and it's now come down a bit, and now we're having a regrowth of aquaculture. The tourism sector has grown, and while the aquaculture was at its lowest point, and now that it's re-sparking, I think there's a bit of a user conflict on waterways.
Yeah. In fact, I've got the Deputy Minister is right with me, so I'm going to bring him into the conversation. Deputy Minister, I'm sure you've heard about the protests that are taking place. People are not happy about aquaculture. Not everybody, but there is obviously a grouping that are saying that this is not the way we should be going. You know, what's your response to them?
Well, the life goes that way, Leanne. Aquaculture at the present moment is an international trend. In Europe, I went to France, they eat more farmed fish and farmed species rather than the wild species. Actually, there is a decrease in wild species. So if we don't help it by having the aquaculture, which means we won't have fish, the communities will be hungry and all. The science just needs to balance it, but at a certain given point, it will have to happen, as we're beginning to do it in South Africa. We're still very small. I think we're 1% of the world. 70 million tons is produced through aquaculture in the world. So we're 1% of that. But surely, as the population increases, we'll have to increase the food and food security for that population.
Unbelievable. I mean, let's have a look at this, Barent. I mean, this is what you are farming. This is trout, correct?
Yeah,
and you don't actually get this in Langabano, do you?
No. This is ocean trout. So basically, the company that I work for is called Molapong Aquaculture. They got about 6 freshwater farms throughout the Western Cape wine regions. So we basically hatch the trout at our own hatcheries. We got very strict control over biosecurity on any diseases that might come in. And the fish then gets transported here where we grow them out. We are still in the pilot phase of the project. And so far, as you can see by the quality of the fish, everything is going very smoothly. We're looking at a very environmental friendly way of growing it with low numbers, stocking densities, and we're also looking at following a program that's the ASC, which is the Aquaculture Stewardship Council. They're basically an international body. They're under WWF. Where we'll have continuous monitor of any impacts that we have on the surrounding areas, we're trying to do as sustainably as possible. And aquaculture has come a long way. It's one of the newest food production sectors in the world. So since the beginning up to now, there's been huge improvements in monitoring, control, environmental friendliness. It's taking the steps in the right direction.
Just let's wrap it up. And Minister, in terms of job creation, I mean, it's obviously a big creator of job. I mean, we hear from these guys that are here the amount of employment it's created.
Well, it's both food security. Don't forget job creation, yes, but the increase and the betterment that you see is out of the government's project of the blue economy, the ocean economy. So that kind of improvement is talking about working with the communities and increasing the production of species like your trout. Usually trout is from fresh water, but they've started this. They say it improves the taste, which is always nice to have, and other things that you see there. But it's work in progress, which has increased jobs, increased some kind of money, and it will have to be around working together with even the environmentalists is quite okay. Balance environment and the production of food and fish and people eating, and still life is going on.
Deputy Minister, thank you very much for talking to us. Brian, thank you for giving us some input into this. This is the trout and the aquaculture that's been farmed here in these waters, as you heard, not necessarily in the sea. Usually, I mean, this is a freshwater fish, but here quality looks good. But of course, as you can see, this is an issue for debate at the moment, and we'll hope this is taken offline and settled peacefully. All right, let us now take a break. We'll have the news at 8 after that. Stay tuned.